you are involved now with ranked choice voting here in Maine as somebody very supportive of that effort as well.
Yeah.
So I feel like I'm fairly well read, but I'm confused. We're going to be able to vote in June with ranked choice options, correct?
Correct.
Okay. Is that final? I know it is for June, but are there going to be problems going forward? It seems like there was a lot of indecisiveness on it until recently, and then they said, well, you have to do it for June. And now I don't know what happens after June. And maybe I'm just an idiot.
No.
Thank you. Thank you, first of all.
I wouldn't go that far, Danny.
But where is it at post-June? Is this definitive in law for Maine now?
I believe question 1 on the ballot will be the one which you get to vote yes or no on. I'm hoping most people will vote yes because that's the vote for ranked choice voting.
Okay, I got you.
And that would it is going, ranked choice voting will happen on that ballot, but also on the ballot will be question 1, which will ask you, do you want to keep ranked choice voting permanently going forward as well? And the reason that is the way it is because the people of Maine in 3 separate occasions have said, we want ranked choice voting, and the legislature has thrown every obstacle possible in the path for that to happen. And so the last one is to, well, they voted for it, and then they had the people's veto for it, and they went to court for it, and so the judiciary has forced them to put it as the way we vote in June. Mm-hmm. But they're also saying, but just for good measure, let's ask the people one more time. Let's just ask them that 4th time. And I hope, having said yes 3 times, I'm hoping that on the 4th time, we will say yes as well, and that will be the way we vote in the state of Maine.
It kind of feels like on the computer, like, are you sure you want to delete this?
Yeah, right. I mean, and even the computer doesn't ask you 4 times.
I know,
you know?
right?
Yeah.
Why say yes?
I'm sure we've all experienced, whether we're Republican or Democrat or Independent, we've all experienced the feeling of going into the voting booth and thinking, I wish I could vote for someone I actually wanted rather than the lesser of 2 evils. Right?
No,
I mean, that's
never.
Or 3 or whatever. And we've all felt that way. And ranked choice voting is simply being able to vote for who you actually want rather than who you're trying to prevent from getting in. You know, and rather than going and voting out of fear against the thing that you're most scared of, you can vote for what you want and not be afraid that if that person doesn't get elected, that they will be a pariah or a vote splitter, or that, you know, by you voting for the one you actually want somehow causes the thing you most don't want to happen. The second thing I think it does mainly is we raise our kids, right? I have 5 children. Probably a lot of you have children. And, you know, in school, in civics, and social studies, we talk about the value of democracy. We talk about how it's important to participate. It's important to vote, right? But when you go into the voting booth with that feeling of, you know, my vote's not going to count, I think that discourages voting. It also discourages when people feel like they're going to be that third party that splits the ticket, you know. They might not want to be that pariah. They don't want to be the Ralph Nader or Elliot Cutler, you know, who's blamed for, or because what does that say to our children? What does that say to our society? That, hey, we don't want you in this race. This isn't a truly participatory democracy. When we say participatory democracy, we should mean it, right? And we don't really. You're gonna wreck it for the rest of us. Stay out, you know. So if by having ranked choice voting, that's gone forever. Everyone, you can have 10 candidates, and the ones that lose, you know, that if you vote for the 10th guy for your first choice, and that 10th person doesn't get it, then they look at who you voted for second choice, and they distribute vote accordingly. And do that until someone actually wins a majority. And that, I think, is the third major, and the fourth one is the money. It takes away, it doesn't eliminate, but it certainly lessens the impact of money ruling the day. It makes it much more likely that third, fourth, and fifth parties can get a foothold and actually gain a following. Right now, the entire system is designed to discourage participation both on the candidate side and on the voter side. And ranked choice voting does exactly the opposite. It says the more the merrier. The more diverse ideas, the more ideas, the better. May the best ideas win, not the most money, you know?
So what you're saying is, you're undecided on question 1.
Oh no, I'm not.
Just kidding.
This even more than my support for Bernie Sanders. Ranked choice voting has been the most no-brainer thing for me to get behind ever.